It was, like I said, a lot that transpired, man, since the last time we were on. I'm trying to think, bro. The last time we were on, we were reacting to Russ signing for $1.2 million, bro. And at that point, Kenny Pickett was still on the roster. Justin Fields was still on a lot of people's naughty list. I'll leave it like that. He was on people's naughties list. But since then, we've moved on from Kenny Pickett, brought in Justin Fields. We even got a congratulatory or welcome to the family tweet from Russ to Justin Fields from a public standpoint to just end any type of, does he feel some type of way about Justin Fields? Well, we can't say come on now because cause and effect. Like we said, whenever
it's Russell Wilson, dude.
Cause and effect, bro. Just cause and effect.
That was the least surprising tweet I've ever seen.
His action said he's a good teammate. He's ready for whatever, and he's welcoming Justin Fields. The reports surrounding Kenny Pickett, what's Russ signed, it doesn't sound like he sent the congratulatory tweet. I was searching all online. I didn't see it, okay? I did see him post a post, but it didn't say Steelers. All right, I did peep that too. I was like, all right, fair enough. All right. But it's been a lot that's been transpired since then, bro. And like you said, now we got two other quarterbacks that at one point in time, not everybody a part of the podcast family were as open to the possibilities of one or two or both of these quarterbacks being on this roster, Mm-hmm. So I did want to open it up to allow you to express your feelings about Russ, Justin Fields, and, just where you stand today versus then. Last time we talked. Because like I said, I don't care what they was all over here like, yo,
well,
check
I wasn't opposed to Russ being here, right?
I know that part. We got that part. Yeah. And you even gave us some glimpse of that, and we were joking about the whole competition, which I still was saying competition, because even with Justin Fields, it's still going to be a competition. It's always a competition. Now, do we feel like somebody's, got a better chance of winning it? Sure.
Well, the verbiage that's been put out there is definitively you're coming in to be the backup.
Yes, but you've also heard verbiage directly from Coach Tom that also still says to compete and learn and be the backup.
He keeps Russ honest.
Absolutely. You anybody, and this is the thing, and this is kind of like what I was kind of alluding to with the Kenny stuff. It's like, yo, regardless of who is here, you're always competing. But it's just like, yeah, we know you might not have what it takes to beat this dude this season. But technically, every day you're out there, you are competing. So it's like, yo, he got to have that. But floor is yours, bro.
What do you want to know?
All right, Justin Fields is here, man. I know you weren't too fond of him specifically, Thursday prior to leading up to this. Has that at least changed for you, and why?
I still don't think he's better than Kenny Pickett. I don't think he's like up to this point.
Yeah.
Everything that is appealing about Justin Fields is the talent and the upside. And
right.
I said that weeks ago whenever we floated the idea of trading for him while it was just Pickett on the roster and being a Fields versus Pickett competition. Like, I get it. I just didn't want to trade a second, maybe even like a third-round pick and then worry about picking up this fifth-year option. Is he just coming in here going to be a one-year rental and we're giving up like a decent asset?
Yeah.
It's second or third-round pick. Like, that's
because that was the communication prior to the pick this week.
Yeah, my thought was like, all right, we got if you're gonna go like young, unproven guy, let's see if he could turn the corner, like be the guy in year 3 or in Justin's case it'd be year 4. Let's just stick with the guy that we got in house.
All right.
And then bring back Mason because you're not trading up any assets. You could get him for, what he signed for with the Titans, which was what 3.6. We could do that.
Yeah.
We saw what Mason did at the end of the season. Like I think that would be fine for us, right? And then the Russell scenario became available. I'm like, listen, I'd like to keep it in-house. I'd like to see this through, but I would completely understand if the Steelers brought in Russell Wilson.
1.2,
right?
Yeah.
Completely understand that. So we end up signing Russ, and I think I had that same I was like, you know what? If anything, now, like, now that it actually happened, like, maybe I undersold the excitement or just the buzz and the feeling that I think this fan base and this organization gets when you bring in a Russell Wilson. Maybe I undersold that.
That's the combo, man, you had about that buzz. Yeah,
it's real, a buzz, man.
Bro. It's a buzz.
It's real. You could feel it when Russ was doing his press conference.
Too. I don't know if you noticed the Steelers social media all of a sudden, bro.
What?
They're crazy active on the rush. Sports Center
you're even seeing the players,
rush. Like, it feels different, bro.
It does.
It's just a different feel.
It does. Yeah. Like, it feels like we're more serious about being a contender.
Mm-hmm. And even like the moves since, it's like getting out there. Yeah.
So that happened. And we were sitting here on Thursday talking about it. I was getting roasted. Kenny was getting roasted. It was one of those days.
But Kenny was still here, though. And Kenny was still fighting. And Kenny was still a part of the band. He had his hand in the group.
Yeah, Kenny was still here. But
yeah.
I said it. I was like, we know what this is when you bring in Russell Wilson. They're going to say it's a competition and everything. And, at least they gave Kenny that. Like, they could have just said, Russ, you're QB1. And I think the Steelers would have been right by doing so. I don't think Kenny has done enough to have the Steelers basically, I don't think Kenny has done enough to have the Steelers make their personnel moves based off how he feels, really.
Yeah. Respect.
So, like, if you're bringing – and it's Russell Wilson, too. Like, you have every right to just say, yeah, we're signing him. He's QB1.
Right.
But we still hadn't heard from Kenny up to that point.
Yeah.
We had no clue. We just assumed, like, all right, he's going to – partake in this competition,
we
right?
said it was one of the two things. We said he's either going to ask for this trade and go the way that we kind of saw him at the end of the year, potentially, in the whole debate, or you ready to get out there and beat him out, man.
I didn't really think the trade request. He's pissed about us signing Russ, but I didn't really think the trade request, or I didn't think we'd get to this point, really, because I know the Seahawks game and how that played out, and we talked about that. Something weird happened. Like, Kenny denied the report, and like that, in my opinion, was the outlier in how he handled these type of situations throughout his whole career, because everything up to that point pointed to him being a really good teammate. So I'm like, this is a one-off. We got a he said.
The whole you didn't learn anything, and then the weird dress no dress scenario.
I'll give Kenny the benefit of the doubt here, but something weird happened. Like, if
super weird, bro.
Something came out later and said and confirmed that this was true, that he refused to go in, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I definitely wouldn't be surprised.
And even he still hasn't flat out like hard denied it, because even when he was talking about it today, he kind of just said,
I did see that.
He was just kind of like,
denied it in the moment.
It was like it's behind closed doors. But you're right. In the moment, he said, no, that's not true.
No, like, I can't believe people are attacking my character.
But now it was a conversation behind closed doors. One thing was said, I'm like, that doesn't sound like what was communicated from you, or just. And that's the part where we're like, when we don't know 100% one way or the other, is just actions. Read off of the actions, cause and effect type stuff.
All right, so you have that, and we do get a reaction from Kenny on Friday.
How'd you feel about the reaction, bro? It caught me completely.
I have a question for you.
I'm having a family weekend, bro.
Well, I have a question for you.
I'm listening, bro.
Your birthday was Friday, right?
It was Thursday, but I was celebrating on Friday as well. You know what I mean?
It was Thursday, right?
Yeah, but it was.
Well, let me ask you.
I turned up the whole weekend, Deke. You know that.
Well, let me ask you, because I don't know if the timing of all this is a complete coincidence.
Oh, don't do me like that, Deke.
What was your wish whenever you blew out the candles?
Don't do me like that, Deke. Don't do me like that, Deke. Is there a possibility that I wish for Russ and Fields? And I said to my little man G, hey, Greg, guess what quarterbacks are now? And he was all hype. It might have been a possibility that I was doing. I was like, that one you watch on YouTube and TikTok, the fast one with the legs. Oh yeah, he's here. And let's ride. That one. Oh yeah, he here too. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. It's a strong possibility that might have been added to my. It was like a wish amendment. You know what I mean? Like, I had already wished, and I was like, I'm gonna just add that in there. I ain't think it was gonna happen. It was 11/11. Yeah, bro. I was supposed to be taking the weekend off. Remember, me and you even talked. It was like, bro, we're going to chill. It's my B-Day, 36. Yeah, we're going to get back on Monday. And Deke said before we left, it's like, yeah, nothing should happen. We should be good. And I was like, yeah, as long as that we ain't tripping, bro, we good. Yeah. Little did I know.
Oh, yeah.
Little did we know. Yeah. So, yeah. Instead of it being a chill week, it was like, all right, let's just go react. We got to react because you know how this stuff goes.
Oh, my God. The Justin Fields trade almost killed me.
Bro. Like,
it almost killed me because I was out on the golf course all day. Yeah. And I was coming off of no sleep the night before.
Oh, you on?
I had to wake up early to meet someone in the morning. I was just having a good time with friends, and it snowballed. So I didn't get any sleep the night before. Go out on the golf course. I wasn't bad on the golf course. You're like moving around, but I was like crashing after.
Oh, of course.
I get home, And I was just about to pass out. See on my phone,
Yeah.
Justin Fields trade. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Hey, bro.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But then I said to myself, if Omar Khan's working,
I work it.
I got to work. I got to work. Then I'll go to sleep after
Facts,
this.
bro. Facts. I feel it because I'm telling you, I was turned to the max. Like when I said it was my birthday weekend, Deke, and my whole goal was to see how bad I could get my mental. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to just be completely unplugged. I'm like, bro, we crossfaded, we researching. I was in land and I was up in the sky. You feel me?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to surf it. I was both of them. All right. I was like, I'm gonna fly and I'm gonna just give me that right there. All right. It was a great vibe. But yeah, it was a couple of times where I had to get up on this thing. I'm like, oh, sheesh, let me deep breath, take a couple sips of this water, and yeah. But like you said, when Omar's cooking like that, bro, Omar was in his back, bro. It was move after move after move. We do the trade. I'm like, I'm about to get inked up. We got the whole fam. It's about to be a vibe. I'm like, hold on, you gotta stop. Stop. Pick the gun up. Pick the tattoo gun up. Just stop.
Let's ride.
Just look, bro. I just can you put unlimited in old English? just old English, just unlimited.
Sick,
you know what I mean? Just one time. Yeah, bro. So you know that was a fire thing. Then Deke, I'm thinking, okay, it can't be anything else that's gonna happen this weekend, right? It couldn't be anything else. We didn't sign Russ. We didn't trade Kenny. All right. What's the quarterback scenario? But we ain't tripping. We're good. Then we go ahead off the top road, Dusty Rose style. Give me Justin Fields.
Yep.
Bro, by the time the Justin Fields news hit, when I tell you, Deke, the way this crossfade had the boy, the way I was drowning in my own, I was just there. And that thing I was like, oh God, let's fight this fight. Let's get up out of it. Bro, that's Omar this weekend, bro. So when I tell you the birthday weekend was electric, bro, across the board, man. Across the board.
But Steelers need to sell some type of Omar Khan merchandise or
something, bro.
Memorabilia. T-shirts.
Something.
T-shirts would be pretty badass. Like those
tell you, bro.
You know those T-shirts they have out right now that are like the vintage 90 looking ones? That's what we need, an Omar Khan one.
Yeah.
With like him and the Godfather
big face.
collared shirt.
Seriously, bro.
Yeah, just sitting at the desk. There's that Photoshop picture that's out there. I have the one where he's in the Hall of Fame jacket. That one makes the rounds sometimes. You can throw that in the T-shirt.
Yeah.
When I'm smoking a cigar or something with glasses, you could do a lot.
They need to be smoking on a Bears pack, bro. I'm like, bro, you are cooking.
I'd buy the shirt.
Bro, whatever you're doing in negotiations with the Bears, keep doing it because you are wearing them out. God, dog. I ain't know Omar talk piece was like this, bro. I'm like, Omar, what do you have on Chicago? That's what I want to know. I feel like he got something. Omar, that man, though. He that dude right now, man.
All right, so do we want to get to this Pickett trade then? And my reaction.
Yeah, I need it on the front end because we're gonna get to these supers, but I need that on the front end, bro.
Yeah. Well, I guess Pickett reaction then Fields reaction too, right?
Yeah. Give me a back to back, then we'll start, deep diving into the questions and breaking it all down and stuff.
My reaction to us trading Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles was and is good trade.
Good trade?
100% good trade.
Okay.
What does Mike Tomlin say? We want volunteers, not hostages. We trade Deontay.
We doing it?
We're trading Kenny Pickett. Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely, dude.
Let's go.
It's pretty sad. Like, if you don't want to be here, we got to move on.
Even though it was Kenny, though.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it was Kenny, I'm like, I don't like.
Dude, I didn't. So here's the thing.
Bro.
Like, I didn't have this information on Kenny. Like, all of my my takes on him is like, I think he could be a good quarterback for us on the field, and like, he does have that moxie. From what I've seen, I thought he was a good locker room guy, good leadership, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now that Seahawks report came up, and now looking back, I guess combined with him requesting the trade out of here, like that looks even worse. That looks way worse.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have been harder on that at the time than what I was, but. Because that's inexcusable. Like, if that actually happened now, looking back, it's like, nah, bro. Like, that's not the Steeler way. That's not what we're about here. That's not good teammate shit.
And it came right after him saying that he didn't learn anything when we saw Mason play the week before and have the best offense performance that we had seen on the field also.
Yeah. So, when talking about Kenny Pickett being here and being the guy for the future, I just assumed he liked it here. Things were good. And that was that. I know he wouldn't be happy about us bringing in Russell Wilson.
Right.
But still, we didn't know what Kenny's reaction was to that.
Yeah.
So if it is, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here anymore.
Shout out to my dog.
You gotta get him out. You can't have it.
Shout out to my dog. Y'all better hit that like button one time for the homie Deke, and don't forget to subscribe if y'all are new. Quan, some of you know what time it is, bro.
He's not above reproach. I said it how many times at the end of last year. He opened the door.
So I'm talking about Deke.
The door was still clearly left open throughout this offseason because we didn't get to see Kenny play at the end of 2023 at all.
Facts.
So that door was still open for competition. Tomlin, Khan, Rooney talked about that, and it just so happened we got this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get Russell Wilson in here for $1.2 million.
Seriously,
so,
bro.
Yeah, I get why the Steelers brought him in. We've talked about that. But if this is your reaction, then, yeah, you're not above reproach. Like, we can't be walking on eggshells and having your feelings dictate our personnel moves. And that even goes back to Mason starting or not.
This is facts.
What did I say after the Bengals game?
This is facts.
Mason's got to start the next game.
This is facts.
He's got to start. So
let's go, bro.
That's where we're at.
Let's go, bro.
That's where we're at. Now,
let's go, bro.
Now, here's the thing. On the flip side, I think both sides are right in this.
Fair enough.
And how they handled it in a way. Now, could Pickett have handled things better? Yeah, maybe. Would I have handled him that way? I don't know. I'm not in that situation. I would like to think I would handle it more like a Mason.
I was going to say, which are we specifically talking about?
I'd say both.
I'm saying the Russell Wilson signing or the Mason getting hot at the end of the season and then them deciding to roll with Mason going forward into that Seattle game. Because that seems like the
You're talking about Kenny refusing to be a backup, that report? Yeah. I'd say both. I'd say I'd like to think I would handle it like I don't like this, but I got to just be a good teammate. Like that's how Mason has handled himself throughout his Steeler tenure.
A lot of dudes
I would like to think I could handle it like Mason.
A lot of people handle it like Mason, and those are the guys that are able to stay in this league a lot longer because all you're doing is buying yourself time. Yeah. But the dudes that do try to take a little bit more of the heavy-handed, you're not going to disrespect me, or I feel like I have a voice that needs to be heard approach, man, them dudes typically get fast-tracked out of here because it's too noisy. Like, nobody is bigger than the team. Nobody is bigger than the game. And we've even seen it, whether we talking A, B, or some of these other big-name dudes, that have fallen when that noise starts to get too loud.
Yeah, if we could trade AB for what we got for him.
Right, it's like
we could trade Kenny for what we got for him.
Approach, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I think both sides are right with how they felt or handled the situations in a way. Like, I get why Kenny would feel disrespected.
100%.
Like, if he's told, hey, you're going to be the starter when you get healthy, and then Mason plays the way that he did, and they're like, you know what, actually, we're just going to roll with Mason. I get why he'd feel disrespected, especially, too, like, that's your job. Like, you were the first-round pick, and, like, you were the guy. Like, everything's set up for you to be the guy. You had a winning record when you went down. You only got to play a game and a half without Canada, so you're thinking to yourself, like, let me show you what I could do without him. Yeah. Let me show you more on tape here. And then fast forward to the offseason here, competition and everything. And he accepted that. Based off the conversations he had with Tomlin and Khan, like Tomlin said, Kenny understands there will be competition. It's a big year for him. And just so happens, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I guess that's it. It just so happens Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Russell Wilson is that competition. And initially, though, did you see how the reports came out? Initially, it was open competition between Kenny and Russ. But then I guess Kenny had some reports that were thrown out there from his camp saying that, like, within 48 hours, he was told that Russ is going to have the inside track to the competition and take the 1 reps in OTAs. Yeah. And I think that was the breaking point for him. Being like, I think he's just thinking to himself, we know what this is. I'm not even going to, like, play and act like this is going to be a competition. Like, this is Russ's team now. And probably him seeing how his teammates reacted to the Russ signing. You brought it up. If they're doing off-season camps or little off-season workouts in their respective spots, where are the players going to go? Where are the receivers going to go? They're going to go Russ's way. So I get why Kenny's probably just like, this is too awkward. I feel disrespected here. Just give me a fresh start. I get that. But I also get why the Steelers did everything the way that they did, though, because Kenny did leave the door open. Like, you can't have how Kenny Pickett's feeling dictate your business decisions and what you think is best for the team going forward and winning games. Yeah. And getting Russell Wilson for $1.2 million, just flat out helps you win games and helps you be a better team.
Respect.
That's where I'm at with it. I think it's a good trade.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with you, man. The whole former player part of it, man, as I looked at it, it's just like, when the reports came out, I was just like, dang, bro. It still just comes off as him not wanting to compete. Because now you put yourself in a worse position.
Yeah.
Here you were going to compete. Regardless of if you thought you would win or not, you were going to compete. That part had never changed.
Yeah. Check your ego aside.
Right. And we said that, right? Yeah. We said, don't be entitled. Don't feel like because I'm a first rounder, I'm deserved of this, or because of this, I should get this. No. You've opened this door. When you open that door, you don't get to dictate who the competition is, what level it is. We talked about that this offseason as well. But it was just, like I said, it was real disheartening to see that be the approach. I would have much rather, if you were going to request a trade, you fight like a son of a gun. And then if it came down to training camp is over and they announced Russell Wilson as the starter during that, 2-week period before the regular season starts, then you request a trade.
Yeah, and maybe you felt like you beat him out, or you played good. I think it's
way more respectable. I think that your new team would feel even better about what they're getting from just a makeup standpoint, because it would look like, bro, we knew what that was, but at least you still stood 10 toes down and took the fade. You still fought them. Even though we knew you was going to lose, you still fought them. Essentially what you did was, we knew that you had to fight that cat over there, and you had a lot of people barking for you over here, but when it was time for you to actually get in the ring with that big dog, but you copped out. You was like, hey, man, I'm going to holler at you. I don't want to fight that. And that's the part where it's just player to player. You like, bro, that's soft, bro. Like, you don't want that. And he is going to have that on his rep until he does something to kind of get that up off of him. And unfortunately, it's still going to linger. It could be 5 years from now, man. They're going to bring, hey, man, you remember that time, bro? He'll check out on you. Because that's what people do once they've seen this happen before. And that's the only thing, like I said, for him, man, that, like I said, I was just a little bit disheartened to it. I get the feelings because I've been in the similar situations, man, where there's drafting first-round picks or signing players to come in your position, and you like, bro, or they telling you, hey, we drafted this dude, we going to move you. And you pissed off, you hurt, you embarrassed. You like, bro, I done balled, I done got numbers. We win with me in here. I do this and that and that. But does it matter? No, because that's the business. That's what the team wanted to do. And you just ultimately have to say, bro, the team is bigger. I'm going to put in whatever work I got to put in. And if that means I get to start week 1, or if I don't get to start till week 10, whenever it happens, though, I'm going to be ready. Mason Rudolph, I'm glad you brought him up, was the prime example of that.
Yeah.
It's like we've seen dudes, have to sit and wait for a little bit, and then their number gets called. And it's like, man, Kenny, you ain't even give yourself that luxury. And now you've legitimately put yourself in a worse position
to get back to being a starter.
To stand in the league. First off, I'm like, bro, you're in Philadelphia right now. What did they give up for you? Not a lot in terms of compensation. Not a lot. So you still got to see what they're going to do in terms of how they want to fill out the rest of their quarterback room. Do they view you as a surefire number 2, or do they want to bring in somebody for you to compete with?
Yeah.
That's a way different conversation than what he had in here, man.
Here, you had QB2. That was worst case.
Yeah, bro.
And if you were QB2, you have a 35-year-old quarterback in front of you on a one-year
deal. Catch what I'm saying, bro? But your pride and your ego, man, has got you sitting to Philly where you behind a $100 million dude that went to a Super Bowl, that was an MVP finalist, league MVP finalist, and who they really like over there, bro.
Yeah, they signed him franchise money.
I'm like, Kitty, you're the outsider now. You the half blood. He ain't pure blood no more, bro. that half blood hit a little different when you walk over there. I'm just throwing it out there, bro. You got to really prove yourself when you a half blood. You got to show they don't
You're
respect
saying an Eagles half blood?
Yeah, because I'm just saying, when you a half blood in general league wide, when you walk into that locker room, bro, everybody is sizing you up. Every single body is sizing you up. It doesn't feel like when you were drafted. Because when you were drafted, they size you up, but it's still like love because you were the draft pick. When you the one that you get traded or you the free agent, they like, hey, who is this cat, bro? I don't know you, and you trying to take my man's spot anyway, so I really don't even like you, low key. Duh, yeah. So we're gonna find out, man. But shout out to, like I said, for both parties. Like I said, I do get Kenny's energy though. I just wish he would have handled it better.
Yeah, I get
his energy 100% though.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, maybe that whole Russ is getting the QB1 inside track when OTA started was the final straw. But I still think if you would have taken a step back and looked at it for a day or two, just really objectively take the emotions out of it, straight business decision, it's probably still in your best interest to stay here.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah, if you feel that way and you think that you could control your own destiny and this would be the better approach for you and your career and prolong it, because that's what he said in his Eagles press conference. I don't agree with it, but that's how he feels like he could prolong his career and have a better career in this league by getting traded and going to the Eagles and being their backup next year. All right, whatever. Yeah, you're entitled to that, because not everyone gets to the whole like I'm gonna request this. Although I guess here you do. Like if you do request a trade or one out, we're gonna give you that.
We'll ship you. We ain't tripping.
And I kind of like that about it. I think that's actually an attractive part of the Steelers and how Mike Tomlin operates. Yeah. Is that we want volunteers and hostages. We want you to be a Steeler.
Right. I want you to want to be here. I don't want to feel like I'm forcing you or I'm holding you hostage, because now
So we probably would, like, if we couldn't get a trade, we probably would have cut Kenny.
You catch what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the part where I'm like, at least here, you would have still had the luxury of you were drafted. I was like, in Philly, it's like, bro, you ain't even got that right now, man.
And you said it. Like, we still like Kenny here.
Yeah.
Like, Tomlin, the organization,
bro,
everything.
Mr. Rooney, Omar Khan, and Coach Tomlin, all three this offseason have said Kenny Pickett is still QB1. Kenny Pickett is still a part of the conversation. He's still here for competition. Like, his name was more than Mason. And we said, yo, if anything, we understand Mason being, a little upset about it. But we were like, Kenny, of all people, I'm like, bro, this was, to me, one of your best opportunities. Now, we'll see what happens in Philly, injuries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think that scheme fits him, though. That's the other part. Because it's designed for Justin Fields.
Hurts.
Or, excuse me, just Fields. Yeah, it's designed for Hurts. Yeah. But that's the part for me where I'm just like, I don't like that for him all the way, man.
Yeah. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, so, yeah, me bringing up how the Steelers still liked him here.
Yeah.
I guess just not to the extent that Kenny liked, though. Because he's probably thinking, and this goes back to him feeling disrespected, like, you're saying you got full faith in me and all this, but then you bring in a Russ, and then you're giving him the inside track at ones in OTA, and he's thinking, man, I've been here. I was the guy you drafted first round. I had a winning record before I got hurt. I'm good. Like, I don't believe you guys anymore, like, in your faith in me. But I don't think Pickett had the he's got the right to do whatever he wants, but from the Steelers standpoint, I don't think they should be dictating their moves off how Pickett's feeling. Like, they're just trying to get better, and you got this opportunity at Russell Wilson. Yeah, we're gonna do it. $1 million.
Can't go wrong with it.
I think it was just a series of unfortunate events for Kenny Pickett these last 5 or 6 months, because probably 9 out of 10 times. This
offseason does not play out like this. It is way different for Kenny.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to that Mason game. If Mason doesn't, if Mason doesn't play as good in that game, or if maybe Kenny gets healthy a week earlier and is able to play in that Bengals game, he's probably the guy for next year.
Yeah.
Because I think this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I think we finished the season strong. He does some stuff. Maybe we make the playoffs with Kenny, and he shows enough that
we were still going to make the playoffs.
The door's closed. We're ready to roll with Kenny going into year 3.
Bro. Absolutely.
But we didn't get to see him at all after he got hurt in that Cardinals game. We didn't get to see him at all. Yeah. The door was open then. We don't get to see him. Mason played the way he did, so the door's still open in the offseason. And that leaves room for deals like this. And it just so happened Russell Wilson. So combine the Mason game with Russell Wilson being available for $1.2 million. That's just tough.
And then to turn around, and we obviously
that's tough.
This move was after the Kenny move, but then to turn around and get Fields for a conditional 6 on top of you, just like, bro, regardless of if you ain't do the Wilson for 1.2, how do you not do the Fields for a 6 round? That's a conditional.
Yeah.
I'm like, either way.
So you want my reaction on that then?
Of course, I did.